Okay, you are welcome. We're going to start our class. Already I have shared the topic on the screen. It is visible and I shared it yesterday. So I think you have taken your preparation on these two topics. So now you will share your thoughts depending on the topic. So first, who is ready? Please unmute yourself. Sifat. Yeah, Sifat. Am I audible to you clearly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. First, you have to share your thoughts on computers. This is your first topic. So, first question for you. Do you often use a computer?
Yes, I often use a computer because to spend my time, I often play games and watch movies and YouTube shorts by using a computer. But not just that, I also use computer to get information because in my school, a lot of assignment is given to me. So to solve those assignments, I use my computer as a source of information.
How do you usually get online?
Well, it's quite easy. Like since I have a Wi-Fi at home, so I can easily connect it to my PC, and that's how I get online.
Do you prefer desktops or laptops?
Well, a desktop PC is typically more powerful and easier to upgrade, which can be beneficial for more complex programming tasks. So yeah, I prefer a desktop PC, but however, a laptop allows you to work on the go and in different environments, which can be helpful for developers who need to work remotely or collaborate with others. So in other words, if I use a laptop, it's easier to carry, and it's also cheap than it's also cheaper than desktops. So yeah, I prefer laptops more than desktops.
Okay. What do you use your computer for?
Well, like I said before, I use my computer for various reasons. One of them is to spend my time. I often play video games, and not just that, I also watch different kinds of movies, and I also watch YouTube on my computer. And not and I also use it as a source of information for my assignments from school.
Okay. Do you think it's important to learn how to use a computer?
Yeah, I think it's really important to learn how to use a computer, like in modern time. Computers, software, and hardware increase throughout time, and their capabilities grow as well. A person who understands how to use a word processor, for example, might work faster and enjoy writing more than someone who uses a typewriter. With a word processor, you can easily modify any part of a document, such as removing text, moving text, copying text, changing typefaces, and so on. All these tasks were impossible or difficult to execute with a typewriter. You can also study and improve after mastering the fundamentals of a task or software until you are an expert and even faster at work. Almost any query can be answered by a computer. Today, anyone with a computer and internet access may discover answers to almost any issue. So, a person who knows how to use a computer, connect to the internet, open a browser, and use a search engine has greater capabilities than someone who does not. So, I think a computer is very useful, and we should all learn how to use it. And this is why I think it is very important to learn how to use a computer.
Okay, Sipa, thank you very much for your excellent space. Stay with me. I will ask you again for second topics. Ali Sher from Uzbekistan. If you can hear me, please unmute yourself. Ali Sher.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Okay, where are you from?
Sir, it is Tashkent, Uzbekistan.
Okay. What do you do?
I'm a student of Tashkent State University of Economics.
Uh, where are you from? Is it your native country or You are from some other country.
No. I am from Tashkent, Uzbekistan, the capital of Uzbekistan.
Okay. You are made, please unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you ready for the topic? Computers.
Yes,
If
sir.
you're ready, then I will ask you some questions from this topic.
Please.
Okay. First question for you. Do you often use a computer?
Yes, I do. Computers play a significant role in our daily lives, serving various purposes. For these reasons, I often use a computer.
How do you usually get online?
I usually get online by using a computer or mobile device and connecting to the internet through Wi-Fi.
Do you prefer desktops or laptops?
I prefer laptops than desktops. I prefer using a laptop over desktop because of its portability and versatility. Laptops allow me to work on browse the internet from different locations, offering flexibility in my daily activities. Additionally, they are compact and don't require a dedicated space, making them convenient for my lifestyle.
Okay. What do you use your computer for?
Uh, I I use my computer for a variety of purposes, including work-related tasks, accessing information online, staying connected through email and social media, entertainment like watching videos or playing games, and general productivity such as creating documents and presentations.
Okay. Do you think it's important to learn how to use a computer?
Yes, I believe it's important to learn how to use a computer. In today's digital age, computer literacy is essential for various aspects of life, including work, communication, accessing information, and staying updated with technology. Uh, it opens us opportunities and enhance efficiency in many areas.
Okay. Thank you for your answer. Yeah, everything is okay, but only a little bit problem with your pronunciation. You cannot use a in the middle of the sentence. You have to use pronounce like a variety of purposes, a variety of reasons, like this way. Okay, and the information that you have shared with us, um, very much praiseworthy. Just give a little bit focus to your pronunciation, then you will be an excellent speaker.
Inshallah, sir.
Okay, stay with us. Then who is ready? Yeah, Tahan. Tahan, please unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you often use a computer?
Uh, Using computer should be helped by us because it plays an important role to gain a lot of knowledge and to make our mind enjoyable. So I often use the computer in my leisure time. It gives me great pleasure.
Okay. How do you usually get online? Second question, please.
Okay,
Tahan,
sir.
answer the second question.
Usually I get online by using mobile, but it is not enough for me. So I use computer for getting online. In online, I usually play games that gives me great.
Okay. Do you prefer
I
laptops or
open my
laptops? Third question for you. Do you prefer desktops or laptops?
Yes, I like them so much. I also have local desktop and I use it in my current life. But my father uses a laptop when he works at my office. Uh, I also use it and they give me a great pleasure.
Okay. What do you use your computer for?
There are many causes to use my computer. I use my computer for play video games. I also like to use computers to save my note of my study. I also like to use the computer to listening music. I also like to use computer for gain a lot of knowledge. That's
To listen to music or for gaining a lot of knowledge? Because after to, your verb will be in base form, and after preposition, just like for, after for you have to add ing with your verb. Okay, for gaining knowledge, like this way. Okay. Do you think it's important to learn how to use a computer?
uh, using computer plays an important role in our digital life to save our important informations and to calculate the difficult mathematics and scientific mathematical problems. We use the computer generally. So as my thing, it is very important to learn how to use a computer. Also, we can work, our office works by computer. So we should learning using a computer.
Okay, Tahan, thank you for your speech as you are at the very beginning of your learning. So try your level best to improve yourself, to improve your pronunciation, your grammar, and your information. Everything need to be in this. Okay, thank you very much to join with me and for your speech. Rakibul, who is Rakibul? Please unmute yourself. Rakibul. Tahan, mute yourself. And Rakibul, unmute yourself. Rakibul. Is it possible for you? Rakibul. Maybe he is not ready. Jim Mahmoud, please unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to ask you some questions about computers. Do you often use a computer? You're not audible, Jim.
Yes, I use a computer every day for many reasons. I actually use my computer at noon or at night every day.
How do you usually get online? Answer it quickly, please. Any problem, Jim?
Yes, sir, I could not understand.
How do you usually get online? What is the process of using online in your device? Do you use Wi-Fi or data or hotspot? What is the process?
I use Wi-Fi to get online. I have a desktop computer, so it is metered to the router, and I get Wi-Fi connection to get online on my computer.
Okay. Do you prefer desktop or laptops? What's your choice?
I prefer desktops as it gives me much pleasure than laptops, and I also have a desktop, so this is my preference.
Okay. What do you use your computer for?
I use my computer for studying reasons, and I also use my computer for my entertainments like watching videos or movies or reading storybooks, etc. I also use my computer for getting notices from my school or searching for informations which I don't have.
Okay. Do you think it's important to learn how to use a computer?
Yes, I think it is important to learn how to use a computer because in this world we have to evolve at a rapid speed as it is also evolving. And nowadays, getting to learn a computer is very important to get a job or do other things that are very necessary. And that's why I think it is very important to learn how to use a computer.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Jim, for your space. Yeah, you have to practice more and more to improve yourself. Okay,
Thank you, sir.
then who is left? Please unmute yourself. Rashad. Rashad, if you are ready, please unmute yourself because everyone has already completed. Okay. Yeah, Rashad.
Hi,
Yeah,
hi.
yeah. You are audible to me. Where are you from?
I'm from Yemen.
Sorry?
Yemen.
Yemen. Yeah. Uh, okay. Are you ready for the topic? If you are ready, then I will ask you these questions depending on computers.
Okay. Ask.
Okay. Do you often use a computer?
Absolutely, yes. I'm use it every day, every month. It depends on my works. Depends on my actually research. I have a research. I have to use it. Yes, as you know, we are university students. You have to have a laptop or a computer inside you. Yes,
Okay.
next to you.
How do you usually get online?
It's easy actually. Just you have to open your laptop and start to tapping or typing what you want to research. What's your what you are what's your interests? Okay,
And
like these things.
you should also have Wi-Fi connection or data connection for this. Okay,
Yes.
that's necessary. And do you prefer desktops or laptops?
Laptops actually. It
Laptops.
is heavy. It is heavy and it is easy to use it. Yes.
Yeah. What do you use your computer for?
As I told you before that I have to use it if I have research. These days we have actually a lot of research. We have to research about them. And if I need actually to watch videos, to read a box, to listen to something, yes, I'm a medical student. So I have to use it for any programs like anatomy, physiology. You know these apps in the computer. You have to use them. You have to learn how to use them, and you have to actually watch them every day to enhance your ability to become a good trainer, a good doctor. If you want to become a good doctor in the future, you have to have a good laptop for typing. Yeah,
Okay, last question for you. Do you think it's
yes,
important to learn how to use a computer?
absolutely. Yes, you have to learn how to use a computer. You have to get actually with courses. That will make you actually a developed person. You have to open on this world because this world, all of this world is actually technologically world. And this time we are actually without phones, without laptops, we can't actually do anything in our lives. Yeah.
Okay, Rasha, thank you very much for your space. Whatever information you have shared with us, depending on the topic. Okay, stay with me. I will start next topic. But after 2 or 3 speaker, before that, stay with me, please.
Okay. I'm thinking.
Sifat, please unmute yourself. Sifat.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I'm going to ask you some questions about newspapers. How do you usually get your news?
Well, I often read newspapers, but other than that, I also get news by watching television where I can regularly get my news. And if you say another thing, then I also have social media, so I also get news from there.
Do you often read the newspapers?
Yes, I often read newspapers. I mean, like my grandmother reads newspaper every day, so whenever she reads the newspaper, I also read it with her because I find newspapers very amusing because they don't just give news; they also give some quizzes, and they also have many jokes, and they don't just have national news, they also have international newses.
What kind of news do you usually follow?
Well, whenever I read news, I read the whole thing, but I usually follow sports news because I really like sports. I always like to know about the news about sports in international news, international sports news, and national sports news.
Okay. How do most people get the news in your country?
Well, social media is almost the mainstream news all around the world. So is my country. Everyone can access news here and there if their phones connected to the internet. And other than that, they also can get news by watching TV, and some people also hear news by FM radio.
Yeah. Do you
Sir?
think international news is important?
Yeah, well, of course, it is important to know what is happening to different countries. It serves self-awareness, and you can learn something from them. For example, a year ago, COVID-19 pandemic happened in Wuhan and acknowledged how dangerous it is. Keeping your food and social distance wherever you are outside of great essence to prevent the transmission of this virus. When this was an international news, we when we heard this news, we started to take precautions. So just for that, we could so just for taking precautions, less casualties happened. So yeah, we should always we should always take the international news because they are very important. They can be very helpful for sometimes.
Okay. Simpa, thank you very much for your space. You have done very well. Then, who is ready? Ali sir, please unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How do you usually get your news?
I usually get my news through a combination of online news website, social media platforms, and occasionally traditional news sources like a newspaper or television broadcast.
Do you often read the newspapers?
I don't read the newspaper very often. I prefer to get my news online through various news websites and social media platforms.
Okay. What kind of news do you usually follow?
I usually follow a mix of news, including current events, technology updates, and global affairs. I try to stay informed on a broad range of topics to have a well-rounded understanding of what's happening in the world.
Okay. How do most people get the news in your country?
In Uzbekistan, many people get their news through a combination of television broadcasts, online news portals, and social media platforms. Television and traditional media sources such as newspaper and radio also play a role in keeping the public informed about the current events.
Okay. And do you think international news is important?
Yes, I believe international news is important. It provides a broader perspective on global events, helps in understanding interconnected issues, and fosters awareness of diverse cultures and perspectives. Staying informed about international affairs contributes to a more well-rounded view of the world.
Okay, Alisa, thank you very much for your space. This time you have done very well. Thank you very much for your excellent space. Try your level best. Practice regularly.
Yes, sir.
Um,
Yes, sir.
you will be able to enrich yourself more and more. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Jim Mahmood, please unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
How do you usually get your news?
I usually get my news from newspapers or social medias, and I actually also get newses from news channels from time to time.
Do you often read the newspapers?
Yes, I usually read the newspaper daily. Some days I forget to do so, but whenever I get the time, I read newspapers.
What kind of news do you usually follow?
I usually follow newses of sports or national and international occasions, and sometimes I also like to follow the newses of weather forecasts.
How do most people get the news in your country?
In my country nowadays, people like to follow newses from social medias, and some people also like to read newspaper online. Very few people read newspapers nowadays, so internet is the main way of getting news in my country now.
Do you think international news is important?
Yes, I think international news is very important because it helps us get information of other countries, and it also helps us enrich our knowledge and take actions according to other countries and develop ourselves and our country.
Okay, Jim, thank you very much for your answer. Then who is left? My time is very limited, so you have to answer very quickly. Yeah, Rashad, please unmute yourself. You have to answer. Then Tahan.
Yes.
Okay. How do you usually get your news?
I actually get my news from the apps, from the social media. I have actually a channel in the Telegram, on the Telegram. I'm watching all the news in my country. I'm interested in the news in my country. Just I can't. I'm not interested in the news of the world or any other country. I'm just interested in my country.
Okay. Do you often read the newspapers?
No, I can't read it, and I don't read it at all.
Okay. What kind of news do you usually follow?
Actually, economic news or maybe social or political news. As you know, the news in all Arab countries is there is a disturbances, yes, of the news. So you have to be known how these news are and what are the problems. Yeah,
Okay. How do most people get the news in your country?
from phones. I think from phones and televisions. In my country, I think there is no people that read newspaper or they are interested in newspaper. No.
Okay. Do you think international news is important?
In my impression, I'm not. I don't think that.
You don't
You
think?
have to. Yeah, you have to. Okay.
Okay, Rashad, thank you very much for your space. Everything is
Thank you
okay,
so
but
much.
it seems to me that you are mixing your local accent or your native accent with your English. If you can differentiate it, then I think your speaking will be more attractive. So be careful about it.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
you are welcome. Tahan, please unmute yourself if you are ready for this topic.
Yes, sir.
How do you usually get your news?
uh, Usually I get news by reading newspaper. Reading newspaper is very enjoyable and it gives me a great pleasure.
Okay.
I get out.
Do you often read the newspapers?
Yes, I read the newspaper to spend my leisure time. Also, I read the newspaper to gain a knowledge.
Yeah, Rashad,
Yes, sir.
you may leave. You may leave, Rashad. I have seen your message. You may leave. If you're interested, you can join with me one next Friday at the same time. I do hold the class only one Friday at the same time. And before that, I share the topic on my group. Okay, so thank you very much. Okay, Tahan.
Okay,
Uh,
sir.
Tahan, what kind of news do you usually follow?
I follow those news which helps me in study. I also like to read those sports news because of I like to read sports. That
How do most people get the news in your country?
most of people are getting news from the company of the newspaper. Also, they get news by online. Also, they are getting news by watching TV channels.
Okay, as I have asked you in present indefinite tense, your answer will be in present indefinite tense. You cannot change the tense. You cannot use present continuous tense. Okay, you have to say most people get the news in my country from, then just mention the source of the news. Okay. Do you think international news is important?
Yes, I think international news is very important because to know what happening in our world, when we read the news, we can know about the situation of our world. So I think international newses are read by us.
Okay, Tahan, thank you very much for your space. Rakibul, are you ready to say something? Rakibul.
Assalamualaikum. I'm Rakibul Hasan from Bogoda, Bangladesh.
Okay, Rakibul. Yeah. Okay, Rakibul, would you like to answer any questions or just you are listener today?
I want to listen today
Okay.
on.
Okay, thank you to join with us, dear participants. Thank you very much to join with us. Already you have completed your task. So this is the end of today's class. Our next class will be on Friday, next Friday at the same time. Before that, I will share our topic. And so you will have enough time to take your preparation on the topic. And after this, as usual, you will share your thoughts in the class. Okay. So till that, stay healthy. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, sir.
Assalamu alaikum.